Hey there, IDK Fred here today, and we're going to be wiring up this light bar on this four-wheeler. So the main idea of wiring this sucker up is we are going to run the entire relay and switch system here. So we'll run off the battery to the relay, to the light bar, back to the battery, and then for the switch we'll run off of the fuse box right here, fuse jump it, throw a switch in between, throw it over to the relay, and then bring it back down to a ground or back to the battery. And that's the main idea of us wiring this up as far as I know. So here we go! Okay, let's pull the seat off first here. Get back down to the battery. Ta-da! Very beautiful looking. First off, let's open up the fuse box here and see if we can access what we need. Yep, we've already pulled the fuse. So the question is can we fuse jump it inside this little tiny fuse box? Okay, I'm gonna measure out the green wire for the front end for the light bar. As the positive, probably only gonna need, give or take, 3.5 feet. Green wire to the front end light bar, and it's gonna have the relay in between somewhere. So we're gonna run the switch up here onto the handlebars right behind us here. So we'll do just over 3 feet again. So the blues for the positive to the switch. About 3.5 feet again. And then the red is going to be the negative running off of the, well, it won't be negative until it hits the relay, but we'll run the negative back from the switch from the front end here. Cleanest cutting tool ever. Before that should be all the wires we are going to need for this setup. So let's begin down here and get our positives mounted onto the positive. Okay, we gotta strip both of these wires. Let's see what size will fit on our battery here. We are going to have to go with the largest one we have. Yep. And I don't really like these, so we're just going to pull it off and throw it in there. So we can throw it directly over with the sleeve and heat shrink it down onto a lot tighter. We'll probably use a little bit smaller sleeve. Throw that onto there, crimp it down. Make sure it's nice and tight on there, should be good. And then we'll heat shrink it just to be safe. Voila, should be good. Gotta crimp it down. Okay, ta-da. Both of those are done. And that is all we have going to the positive side on the battery, I think. And we will just hook them right on right now. Ta-da. Let's now run both of our negative wires. Same process basically. Just gotta strip them, throw the little thingamabobs on them, and yeah, now it is raining. Crimp it down. Crimp it down. Nice and tight. I really trust these crimps so much. Okay, both of these are ready. Let's open up the negative side. And connect both of our negatives. And apparently only one of these got the memo when I threw this on, so we're going to have to throw this other one back on, because it never stayed on, apparently. Now for the fun parts. Now we have to throw an inline fuse on both of our positive sides here. One of them's running for the switch, so it's going to be a low, maybe 5 amp, and one of them's going to be running to the light bar, and both of them are running through the relay at some point. But whatever. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I have no clue what I'm doing. So let's open up our inline fuse, and we gotta take that off, strip it if we can. This wire is very annoying to strip because it's rubbery. Very rubbery. There we go. Blue is to our switch. We can run its inline fuse anywhere, and considering this is going to be our open space in between, let's attempt to throw the inline fuse on right here and hope that it works. We're going to give it just enough room that we can go around the metal just in case. Okay, I think we still have clearance. I just threw the seat on and checked that, so we should be able to get the wires down along this side over here. So we're throwing an inline fuse on the switch one before it gets to the switch. So right down here on the positive. And I want to say we can run it right in here safely enough and hide it down around this. I think we should be okay. It's also going to be the same area where we're going to be running our relay, I hope, right down in on this. So here we go. I'm going to say right here and hope I don't regret it. Okay, we have the heat shrink tubing, we have the inline fuse, and we're going to connect these up and hope that we can slide the heat shrink tubing over, because that is a very small connection. Yeah, try overlap the two wires on the inside the best I can. Ta-da, and then we'll crimp it down. Okay, nice and beautiful. Fills tight. We will try and slide the heat shrink tubing over. Goodbye, knife. Fuse, and we're going to throw a fuse in here right now. And we're just going to use a 5 amp fuse for this one, because that's all it should take for the switch, or so I'm told. Ta-da! Okay, heat shrink on again. And we have the little clamp crimper piece. Try and slide these in here together. There we go. They're both all the way through. Let's crimp it down. Now we need an inline fuse on this guy, I believe. Ta-da, all crimped down. Okay, good enough. Let's heat shrink it. To the light bar, we're running from the 30 right here out to this one, then to the light bar. So we've got to connect that to that. Oh, also, let's throw a fuse in here while we're thinking about it. And I think a 10 amp fuse can run this light bar. There we go. Ta-da. Okay, it's on there. Let's crimp it down. We're going to run this fuse underneath also, and to the relay, which we plan on hooking up below right here. So we will hook it on right now and just leave it up. and then we'll heat shrink it on the relay. Now for the other side of this. Okay, we've got that on. We've got our heat shrink on the tube. Let's crimp this down. There we go, and let's hook this to the top end, which would be 87 on the relay. And then we'll heat shrink it down on. Okay, so yeah, the black will have our charge, our negative charge coming off of the light bar. So that's just going to run straight to and from, that is it. And our red is going to stop in between and hook up to this. So let's run that really fast. 86 is our positive in, and 85 is our negative out. Just to verify this has enough space here. And it should be able to hook on okay about right there. And this is for our switch. Just to show how high quality these are that I'm using, I just tried to take off the plastic and it ripped the thing completely in half. Let's try another one. There we go. Let's crimp it down. Actually, let's stick it on here. So this is running directly from the switch back. It's still got the positive. It's going on 86. Okay, we got the wire on, the heat shrink on the tube. Let's crimp it down. So see if we can run it below and still connect it on. Aha, we can. Now we have all the wiring done for the most part, except just right up on the light bar. That is everything. We've got our fuses, we've got our relay, we've got our negative, positive on everything. That should be good. Now we have to run the wires up to the front end. Oh, we also have to wire our switch up. Just remembered, there was one more negative wire that's supposed to run up to the switch, which theoretically can work a certain way, but I don't know. We'll run it anyways. Okay, so let's hurry and get this one set up. Put it down onto here. Got it on, we now have 5 wires running, and that hopefully should be enough. I really do hope so. To get all the wires underneath all of this safely up to the top. Here we go. We're going to run it right by another wire setup that's right up underneath right here. Okay, I fed a wire down from the top right here, and its only purpose is to grab the wires we will need up on top. So we need blue one, red one, and black one, which I believe these three are the three we need. So we will just tie this around right here and hopefully be able to pull these wires up there. Woo! Now we have to get our red and our green wire up to the front end to be able to run the light bar. Ta-da! We now have the red and green wire feeding right up through here, right to this connection, so we can hook it up easy peasy. Let's throw our switch on first, though. Okay, here we go. Here's our switch we're going to be using. One with a little yellow LED light on it. It's going to be ground, power in, power out, as far as I know. So ground is our goldish one, power in is the middle, and our power out is that one. Let's hook it up. 20 amp, 12 volt rating. Should be good. Okay, here we go. We'll connect all these up. Their little connector. Crimp it down. Okay, blue, power in on the middle switch. Black, I'm fairly sure, is the ground out to the gold, so we will throw that on the gold prong here. And then red is our power back to the relay. Oh. There we go. Switch is already working with the two, if you can see the light. Ta-da! And you can hear the relay when I hit it. So that is basically ready to go. Now let's wire up our light up here in the front end. Okay, a little bit backwards here. We have our red as our negative and our green as our positive. So we're going to throw green onto our red and our red onto our black. Yes, not up to, I don't know, wiring codes for houses or other such, but I like green, I know what I'm wiring, so that is what it is going to be. Okay, now as I said, this is a little bit backwards, but we are going to be throwing our red onto our green and our black onto our red. And just to be safe, I'm going to throw a little bit of electrical tape onto this. Then we'll do the same for the other side. Let's see if we can slide it in first. Oh, much easier. And we are all wired up. We will add some extra tubing and protection around the light here. But I'm going to flip the switch and see what we got. Very nice and bright. Okay, now, this camera is not the best for nighttime video, but it's not much brighter or better than it looks. The moon is out, which is kind of offsetting this a little bit, but it looks kind of awesome. I can still see the clouds with the camera, so here we go. We have the four-wheeler out here. You can't even see my hand. Hello, hand. Okay, so we have the four-wheeler out here, and we've got one headlight working, because the other one doesn't work. I can wire up the light bar. I'm just not going to chase that light right now. I don't really care about it, but we have that light. And we've got that much on the hill lit up. Now, we don't have the four-wheeler running, so you could hear me here for a second. And I'm going to turn off the front headlight. There we go. And then we have our little switch right here. If you can see it at all. I can't, really. Can't even see it in real life, but ta-da! There we go. Switch on, light on, and that is what we get. So, the other was on low beam. This is just the entire front bar here. Turned on. Whee! Ooh, smells like gas. And then we've got all of that lit up. Very nice. We're on the edge of a cliff here also, if you can see that. Ooh, looks really kind of awesome in the video now. But we also have the GoPro up here on the front, so we'll get a little bit of footage from that. We're going to start up the four-wheeler, see if it looks any different with the four-wheeler running. Here we go. There we go. And it's up and running. Now I'm going to take this for a little bit of a trail ride. Oh, yeah. Let's show the difference. So we're going to turn off this. Ta-da. And we're going to show the difference by turning on the headlight, then the main lights. And we've got both main lights running. What are they? The brights? Yeah, they're the brights. And that's as good as they do right there on the hill. Then we can turn that on, and it overpowers it all. We turn off both of those. Ta-da! Very nice and bright. And we've got a convenient little glowy switch now, which I don't know if it's supposed to glow when it's off, but at least we got glowing when it's on. So, good by me, and we're not draining random battery in between. Okay, and I do have it angled down just a little bit, so it is a little bit odd.
But yeah, so here is my nice 24-inch light with a switch. Really, that's the only reason we did this, is so we could have a little switch. Beyond that, I could just plug it in and unplug it. But we did the entire project for that guy. That guy right there. You can see him. So, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more random stuff like this. Of wiring, lights, and other, which I may be doing. I'm not really sure. Okay, so, as always, I don't know. And thanks for watching. See ya.